Kyle Klingman with Trackwrestling alongside Andy Hamilton for day 2 of the biggest high school wrestling weekend of the year. 14 states on the track wrestling platform. You can see those states back here. The state tournaments that started on Thursday, we had 7 of those. Iowa, North Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado, Tennessee, Missouri, and Illinois started on Thursday. On Friday, Virginia, New Mexico, Texas, Washington, Indiana, Arkansas, and North Carolina. North Carolina is a little bit interesting. It was supposed to start on Thursday, but they don't like snow as much as we do in Iowa, so they had to postpone it, so they're starting on Friday.
Yeah, some unforeseen circumstances. I don't know that what it would take to get a state tournament canceled or postponed here in Iowa or in the upper Midwest in general, but as you mentioned, they don't deal with snow maybe quite as well as we do up in this neck of the woods, and so they're going to push it back a day and get started on Friday.
We'll start with Iowa. Iowa has some good team races going on. As we mentioned, we focused on the 1A and 3A, and it is playing out as we thought it would. Right now in 3A, Waverly Shell Rock is in the lead by a point over Southeast Polk. We said Fort Dodge would be a dark horse, and they certainly are. They have 27, so certainly in contention there. West Delaware is cruising in 2A, and then Gilbertville, Don Bosco, and Lisbon. They had a great moment, or not great for Don Bosco, but it was great for Lisbon. And it's been the buzz on our social media because we posted the clip of it. It was 30-30 going into the last match. It was 4-4 in the match. And what happens, you have an opportunity for a hero coming out of Lisbon, and that's what happened. There was a little controversy because of a headgear pull, but Lisbon ended up winning 36-30, and both sides are yelling out on why they think they should have won, and really interesting scenario.
Yeah, Marshall Hauk, 152 pounds, comes down the wire. That dual meet, it's 2-2, and barn burner of a match and a barn burner of a duel. And then, as you mentioned, controversy erupts, and we've read about it for 24 straight hours now, and just a heck of a dual meet. Unfortunate that, that controversy plays a role in the outcome, but they're going to have a chance to settle it again over the course of 3 days. And Don Bosco, trying to even the score in Des Moines, got out to a great start, 10-0 on the night, 7 pins, 2 majors, out in front by 9.5 points over Lisbon in the traditional tournament. Lisbon also went undefeated, 8-0 on the day, including Robert Avila's 22-second pin, one of the nationally ranked guys in the Lisbon lineup. Lisbon had 4 pins, a tech and a major. Cale Happel going for his 4th state title had the tech fall for Lisbon.
We also mentioned number 1 in the country, Drake Ayala, 20-5 winner in his opening match. It's interesting when you follow Twitter, you see a lot of coaches engaged on some of these unsigned athletes and maybe liking those tweets a little bit more. So he's one of the guys that a lot of these coaches are paying attention to. We'll move to Missouri, and we mentioned Liberty, Missouri, because they have a huge lead right now.
Yeah, Liberty, awesome performance on day 1, 13-0 on the day, put up a huge number, 43 points, which, unless you're wrestling a couple rounds, 43 for one round is an unbelievable amount of points. And they did it with 8 pins and a major. Graydon Penner coming back from injury, one of the nationally ranked guys in that lineup who's headed to Oklahoma. Ran his record to 26-0 on the season, first period fall at 182 pounds. Liberty's going to be really hard to beat. They're out front by 17 points already on Park Hill and Staley after day 1.
Then at 195, Rocky Elam, the other number 1 nationally ranked wrestler at 195 pounds. He started out with a 31-second fall, so he's cruising right now. Colorado had the 2 4-time state champion possibilities, both hopefuls on the same team.
Yeah.
And they both have falls right now, and they're cruising.
Yeah, they have 4 guys going for their 4th title, but 2 on Windsor, Isaiah Salazar, and then Dominic Serrano, a couple Big Ten-bound seniors there. All 4 of those 4-time hopefuls got through Thursday with opening round falls. But as you mentioned, there's some tremendous team races going on out there as well. Rocky Ford and Ray tied for Class 2A lead with 31 points, and then in Class 4A, Pueblo East and Windsor tied at 34. Both teams went 10-1 on the day with just a harvest of bonus points. Windsor had 7 pins. Pueblo East had bonus in 9 matches.
North Dakota, you would think that one city might not have all of the talent, but Bismarck, you have 2 teams coming out of there. Bismarck 10 into the semifinals, followed by Bismarck Century. So likely going to be one of those teams, but it looks like Bismarck's going to be the team right now.
Yeah, they're out front, 28-point lead right now going into Friday. They're going to be pretty hard to beat with the numbers that they have on the front side, but certainly looks like the Class A title is going back to Bismarck.
Nebraska, Millard South, 8 in the semifinals, a 30.5-point lead. And have to mention this guy, number 3 in the country, Isaac Trumbull. He is going to be a good one because he has a 26-second fall and a 31-second fall. 2 matches under a minute. Pretty impressive.
It's been the story of his season. He's 48-0 now, 42 falls, 40 of them have been in the first period, and then he's got a couple matches that have gone the distance. One was a major decision against another top 20 national kid. Another one was a 7-1 win, so he's been dominant from the start this season, and certainly if you're going to have a chance against him, you better be ready from the opening whistle because he's out there looking to end it early.
And then Illinois, as we mentioned, it's interesting because we think of the traditional state tournament, and this is what most states strive for. Illinois has one, but they don't keep a team score. They actually have the dual meet championship constitute who wins the state team title, so no team scores here, but Montini Catholic certainly deserves mention, 11-3, and as we mentioned, this is the 4th year in a row that they're going for 3 individual state champions.
At least 3. Yep. And Israel Martinez has built a powerhouse program there, a top 5 national team. And they've lost a lot of firepower in the last couple of years, but they've just, they just keep managing to reload, and they got a good young group that's on the way up that this is going to be a program that's a lot to deal with for teams in Illinois and certainly around the country because they're going to travel around the country and wrestle a really tough national schedule year after year. And they're battle tested, and they're going to be primed for quarters and semis on Friday.
And then when you have a stud like number 3 Hayden Kopis of Westville, 31-second fall, 105. Those are the results you expect out of these top guys, especially in the early rounds. And you can kind of tell who the good guys are, especially by the results. And Hayden Kopis, no exception here.
Yeah, he's on the bottom side of the bracket, guy to keep an eye on the top side. Potential Saturday night final is Tyler Ellsbury, state runner-up a year ago, an Iowa football recruit who's coming into this tournament. He's going to be a handful himself. So that's certainly one that, as you're playing out brackets, looking at brackets down the line, one to keep an eye on. There's also, some ones that are going to go down Friday in Champaign as well. We mentioned in our week preview show the battle at 126 pounds, Oak Park, River Forest, Jake Rundell at 126 pounds, ranked 8th nationally. Montini Catholics, Dylan Ragusin ranked 9th. They've split this year. That's still lining up for a potential semifinal Friday night. And then certainly another one to keep an eye on in the quarterfinals in Class 3A, Nick Stemmet, 43-0, going up against Damian Middlebrooks, who's 37-3. Middlebrooks is been battle tested this year with a really tough schedule and posted several wins against nationally ranked guys. Middlebrooks was in our national rankings for probably a month plus. And so that's certainly one at 195 pounds, Class 3A quarterfinals to keep an eye on Friday.
And then we'll end with Tennessee. Skylar Coffey has the fastest fall of the day out of anyone, 9 seconds. Always cool when you can get that, and man, 9 seconds, you don't have much reaction time with that. He had to get after it.
Yeah, that dude's a beast. Nationally ranked heavyweight, 2 falls on the day. One of the big storylines in Tennessee. Then one of the other ones is Cleveland out front, 88 points, 8 wrestlers into the quarters, including Trey McDaniel at 126 pounds, a guy who has been nationally ranked in the past couple of years, a guy that we saw at the Beast of the East perform pretty well out there. A couple pins at 126 pounds.
That's our wrap for the first day of the biggest high school wrestling weekend of the year. We're going to have more tomorrow, but tune in with us. We'll have more on all of the state wrestling tournament action. And always make sure to take a look at that map because we have 14 state wrestling championships on the Track Wrestling platform. We'll see you tomorrow.